The first one, try to understand what does the Gong mean. The Gong divided by two words. That's a force. This work. So this force a lot of times interpreted as effort. You put a lot of effort to work to make something happen. So this one, Gong, that means the way you study, the way you research, the way you practice. So because the reason Qigong is very scientific, a lot of people say Qigong is mystery. No. From the terminology itself, it means the study or research of the Qi. That's called Qigong. Yeah. But today people say, oh, Qigong is something mysterious. No, it is not. It's because some people make it happen like mysterious things. Yeah, because a lot of people like to be fooled, a lot of people like to fool. So keep your mind clear, because today people are educated. Everything, can you make logical sense? And then what is Qigong? They try to see what is Qigong. Some people say, oh, jogging is not a Qigong. Aerobic exercise is not Qigong. Running is not Qigong. How can that be? So they try to see what is Qigong. What is the scope? We talk about Qigong. All right. They try to see this side is physical side. This side is mind. In related, we talk about internal, talk about Qi. Well, you look at this one, actually it derived from this symbol. Then you can easily see this is yang, this part, this in, and this part. This area is a little bit in, is on this side, because on the yang side. This is a little bit yang, this on this side. Because when I draw like that, it's easier to interpret it. So, when you look at this one, you can see, the more you towards this side, the more you physical exercise. It's more yang side, because this is yang. And this is in. That means more toward this side, that means more mind get involved, but less physical get involved. Okay, now from here you can easily see where's the jogging, where's the lift the weight. Huawei say, okay, lift the weight is over this side. It is also Qigong. But you look at this side, Huawei can see a little bit of physical exercise, a lot of minds. It's also Qigong. What you can think of that one. The body is in very little movements. What's the position? Sit there. The only exercise is abdominal exercise. It's meditation. See? All these are all considered Qigong. It doesn't matter what. As long as you can improve the Qi circulation, it's called Qigong. Some is this side is easier, this side is harder. The more you deal with your mind, the harder it becomes. It's easier you deal with the physical body without thinking. For example, most powerful Qigong on this side, people say, oh, this side is more effective. That's not necessarily true. But one thing I can tell you, this side is more physical strength to maintain, because remember, your body includes two bodies, physical body and Qi body. Qi body related to the mind. This side is more for physical body, that's mean for more physical health, physical strength. This one for peaceful mind. When you have peaceful mind, the physical body is more relaxed. Then that means Qi can circulate strongly. It's very easy for you to understand. So because reason, this one is better for physical life, but this part is better for what? For spiritual life. I don't know how many of you know that. The body is constructed by two parts according to Chinese definition. A lot of people say, okay, my body is this the body. Chinese define the body, no. This only physical body. There's another called spiritual body. So when you are alive, the physical body, spiritual body is united together. Once you separate, then physical body, it passes away because it's a recycling material. Then the physical body go to recycle, then spiritual body continue to find the new residence. That's what we call reincarnation. Because a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people, they can still recall back the previous life. How can it be? How can science interpret it? I don't know. But you cannot say because the scientists cannot interpret, doesn't mean we deny its existing. After all, what's today's science? How much we developed the science? Only last 200 years? If you ever just thought about computers, 30 years old computer and 30 years today's computer, what's the big difference? If you ever think about another 500 years of scientific development, when they look at the science today, they will laugh about it. It's the same thing we laugh about computers for 30 years ago. So in this case, how can we interpret all this Tao, the nature, by the limited understanding of the science we have so far? So because the reason, I don't say should not believe that, but at the same time, I say don't believe it blindly. Put a question mark there. Keep your mind neutral. In this case, you can maintain your mind open, that you can accept, and you can also deny whenever you need to. Okay? It's very important for you to understand this concept. This one is for spiritual body. For spiritual cultivation, this one talk about the still meditation, the focus in the qi, how strong it is. They want to lead the qi to the brain, to activate the brain cell, and then you reach enlightenment. This part is deep, it's profound. In the future, we can talk about this spiritual enlightenment, the lessons. But so far, this is easier. But these are easier. What is the easiest Qigong we talk about? All right, I want you to trace back. Go back to million years ago. What's the human activities? You think about our body is evolved according to our activity, according to our thinking. That's the body continue evolved. Remember, the birds origin from dinosaurs. The human, the same thing. How we become body structure today like this, that's because evolving from our thinking, from our function, from our activities. Okay, now I want you to think, what's the most common activity everybody did in the past? Right away you say, walking. Yeah, that's it, walking. When you wake up, you walk. So because when you walk, that means all the body structure already match, already correspond to the activity we call walking. That's how body evolved. See? So that's why we can interpret in the lesson 2 about the body's qi network. That you understand how body structure. But you can see today how big the leg is, because the leg carry the body's weight. We walk all the time. Don't you see we look strange? Our arm is so small, the leg is so big, we look ugly. Yeah. That's because it's not even. That's because we stand up, we learn to stand up. You still walk by 4 legs. Okay, if that is true, again, think about it. So because the reason walking becomes very important, that means swing your arm, move your leg. It's most important things. But today, what's happened for today's society? I want to point this out because this is lesson 1. I want to point out. Today, what's the biggest problem is our lifestyle change. Because then we talk about Qigong. Why we practice Qigong? Our lifestyle change. Last 50, 60 years, what's the biggest change in your lifestyle? Everything's machinery. Now we don't walk. The first thing, we don't walk. Every time, in the car, out the car, in the car, out the car. What's the second thing? We talk about lower body first. The roads flat. Go back to 100 years ago. What's the road? The road is not flat because there's no paved road. So what you do, you have a different angle. So these 3 joints have to learn to line up, these 3 joints. You have to learn to line up, and all the ligaments, all the tendons around the joints, they develop. The conditions. But today, you only one angle. You don't know how to line up. Today, one big problem people have is joint problem. Knee problem, hip problem. That's what we call new lifestyle. That's because we don't walk. Now, you don't walk, the qi trap here. But women qi here is not as strong as men. Men here the growing area qi is so strong because that's why you produce a sperm. When you produce a sperm, that's why you have a spring. You have offspring, you have a baby. So here, men's energy is strong. Now you don't walk as much, energy trap here. What the consequence of that? What's the most popular cancer for men? Prostate cancer. Because simply with lack of exercise, when you exercise, the qi release from here. Okay. The woman, the same thing now. What's women have a breast cancer today? That's because we don't move the arm as much as used to be. You don't move the arm, the inner trap here. Remember, a woman here is bigger than man. Why here is bigger? Because qi more trap here. This qi produces milk, so baby can suck milk out. So there's an exchange, a lot of the energy exchange between the nipple of a baby's mouth and you, because baby keeps sucking, they take energy in as well. But now women, they don't feed the baby, they carry fewer baby, now they don't swing your arms, boom, you get breast cancer. So once you understand this simple consequence, it's very simple. Resume your activity, move your arm, move your leg, see? That's the first thing. That's why you have to understand Qigong. If you understand Qigong, you can analyze what we have done to our body. Because remember, this body still remains the same body as 200-300 years ago. It doesn't mean we have a new lifestyle, that means our body will fit in. No, it cannot fit in. That's one thing, have you ever thought about? Second thing, do we move the spine often today? We don't. Remember, the spine, we have different sections. We have so many vertebrae there. Why all these vertebrae allow you to move? That's because we've been moving all the time. If we don't move it, it's going to fuse together in the future. Then become like robots. But because the reason this body is still the same as 200 years ago, at that time the women had to wash laundry, the men had to work in the field, we move the spine all the time. But now, everything push button, we don't move the spine. Now, what's the second big problem people have? The spine problem and the lower back problem. The disc dry out. See, I'm just pointing out a few examples for you to understand, so you can see how important for the Qigong for today's society. Vertebra, between the vertebra is a disc. The disc is a cushion like a sponge. How do you get the nutrition, the water in and get it out? If you have a sponge, how do you get the water in and get it out? By what? By squeezing it, relaxing it, squeezing, relax it. That's our whole body. The human body evolved through this way. That's why in the ancient time we had to work, we had to move the spine. That's why all these things can get the nutrition and get the water in and out. Today the biggest problem is this dry out. Not only that, the joint fluid dry out. When the fluid dry out, because this fluid come to the joint, come from the joint movement. When you move, the fluid come in. That's why maintain this healthy condition. You don't move, it dry out. As simple as that. So now we have a low back problem. We have spine problem. That's today's problem. What's the biggest problem today we have? This one is very important. I call invisible killer. This invisible killer, it kills everyone slowly. We cannot deny today's medical science extend our life, but the other way cannot deny either. Today there are so many different energy pass through our body and cause the cancers. Just keep your mind calm and think about. You go back to 70 years ago, before Second World War. All the energy passed through our body is energy we already familiar with. We already get used to it for million years. All the natural energy. When the radio wave started introduced it during the Second World War, or slightly before that, then after that we have microwave, we have any kind of wave, name it. It passes through our body all the time. Remember, body inside is an electromagnetic field. All this energy penetrates, influence us every second. See? So because this reason, it's more important today for everyone to understand what is the Qigong. The only way to regain the balance of this imbalance caused by the environment is through the right thinking, through the right exercise. You have to continue to babysit this body. Only then it can prevent a lot of sickness from happening. That's the Chinese concept of prevention. Okay, Now from here you can see this is physical. That's what we talk about walking. Walking is so important. This side is talking about peaceful mind. Again, today we be so confused about peaceful mind, about our mind. Remember the lifestyle before was so simple. 90% of farmers, we are not educated. You are not educated, your mind becomes simple. Once you are educated, your mind becomes complicated. You think too much. Now you have a big desire, big ego. See? What's the Tao Te Ching say? Lord, you educated people become sneaky. That's cause problem for whole society. Of course, it doesn't mean you should not educate. The question, you are educated, can you control that? Or you abuse your education? Can you control your emotional mind? Emotional mind distracted from your feeling of the nature. It's very important. We have been separated from the nature gradually until now. It's so far apart now. So this one, can you sometimes find your mind, peaceful mind, or reconnect to the nature? This has become a very important part. I just published a book called Embryonic Breathing, Qigong Meditation. That book is so important for those people who wants to know about meditation. Embryonic breathing is not dangerous, but it's very important to recognize the body inner structure and learn how to control it. If you learn how to control it, you can manipulate your body's energy and manifest the right way. Then in this case, you can correct your body's imbalance easily. Okay, it's amazing. Embryonic breathing has been hidden in the monastery for a long time. It was not revealed to the society only last 30 years. I've been so excited and to translate them, interpret them, and from my scientific point of view, try to interpret it, to explain it. Yeah. Those people interested in this book, please get it. All right. That's the first concept you have to understand is Qigong actually involves many things. Now, let's try to see how much they involved. Okay, it's an important concept now for you to understand. If a Qi, because that's the reason I say I choose bioelectricity, because bioelectricity inside the body can be interpreted much easier by my understanding so far. Okay, just try to think now. If a Qi is bioelectricity, I'm sure it's part of it. Probably it's not the whole thing, but again, it's a big chunk of it. If the Qi is bioelectricity, let's try to think about it. Okay, remember, the reason I use the electricity, because the nerves. Entire body is constructed, connected by the nerve system. The nerves, electric fiber. It's not that entire body have different electric properties. That's the reason I like to interpret the whole thing by electricity. The magnetic field can be produced because the electric circulation in the body. Okay, so if a Qi is bioelectricity, then I want you to think, if you study physics, in order for the electricity to circulate from one place to another place, what you need? Right away, the first people think, oh, I need a wire. Okay, now you got a wire. You all have a wire, Chinese called channels. Because the body have a different electric properties. Some area, they have a higher electric conductivity, so allow the Qi to circulate. Not only that, you have a wire. What else you need? Most important is what? Potential difference. Electric potential difference is the same as water, right? If this water both at the same height, the water does not flow. But watch it, if this side is low, the water flow. This kind of potential difference in electricity called electromotive force, what they call electric potential difference. So, amazing, huh? The whole concept of Qigong is that I want to improve Qi circulation. If I want to improve the Qi circulation, remember, keyword is circulation. If I want to circulate the Qi or electricity from one place to another place, what do I need? If I can find potential difference, I got it. So the whole thing we talk about delta V, potential difference, electric potential difference, what called EMF. electromotive force. Okay, now, if you think clearly, think about what kind of activity can make your body produce potential difference. That's a Chinese Qigong they are researching for 4,000 years. Of course, in ancient time, they just through the experience, they cannot interpret the same way I'm interpreting. And when you think, the first thing, very easily, people say, oh yeah, exercise. Okay, exercise. That's true. Potential difference, in order to increase this one called Chinese called charging, called 充气, or called nourishment. 补, this one called 补. That's for Chinese. Those people understand Chinese. To generate potential difference. After that, this one called 泄, called releasing. One is charging, the other one releasing. Whenever you produce this one, the qi circulate because it creates potential difference. One way to do the exercise, or it's true. See, when I exercise, I move my arm, for example. When I move my arms, the blood will pump. Remember, every blood cell is what? Is a small battery. You study body electric inside, they tell you. Every blood cell is like a small battery, it's a dipole. They be positive, negative, they can charge. So because the reason Chinese say qi and blood cannot be separated, because blood is a carrier of the qi. See? So that's something, every time I pump, I bring the blood here, I bring the qi here. So when I bring the qi here, I build a potential difference. So once I relax, the qi go inwards. You got it, right? So that's why exercise, yes. Is this number one? Probably this number one because most people doing that. But this not the most important one. What's the second most important one is this. The power of the mind. In the future, when you read the body electric, you find out the mind is so powerful. Okay? In the following lesson, we can talk about this because it's so important, this mind. I want you to recognize one thing. In 1996, January 23rd, the scientists announced they discovered human body have two brains at that time. But remember, that's already almost 10 years ago, 8 years ago announced it. So far, the scientists already confirmed the spinal cord has a memory. Not only that, the entire body, every cell has its own memory. Every cell has an individual life. Every cell includes all the DNA information. It's a blueprint of your entire body. I can take one of your cells, I can clone another you. You know how small a cell is? You think about that. From the Western understanding, every 24 hours, 1 trillion cells die in the body. 1 trillion. That's how small it is. Remember, in this body, there are so many lives. Depends on you. Every cell has its own individual life. You know the skin cell is 28 days. Then it dies. There's some part of the body actually live only 2 hours, 3 hours. They're here to replace. Some live longer than that. So different part of the body have different lifetimes. Okay. Now, scientists discover we have two brains. It's very important for anyone to understand this concept in order for you to understand the embryonic breathing. We'll talk about internal elixir. Later we're going to explain what's the internal elixir and external elixir. Important thing, this brain, they call upper brain. This one they call second brain. This brain, two brains connected by spinal cord. This brain think. This brain have a memory. That means this brain store the data. This brain store the charge. Now, there's a Western discovery in 1996. And when you look at 2,000 years ago, Chinese talk about this. Chinese talk about this called lower dantian. Dantian, that means where the energy can be produced. Dan, that means elixir. Elixir, that means qi. Tian, it means field. Chinese already talk about this place can produce the qi and store the qi. Today, they call about second brain. This one, first brain. This one, think. This one, Chinese call upper dantian. Chinese say upper dantian related to your spiritual life, lower dantian related to your physical life. Because this one provides you the qi. This one, it controls the qi manifestation. This one direct the qi because it's thinking. That means what? That means this one give you delta V. This one supply you what? The I. The current. Amazing. Chinese also define this one. The spinal cord Chinese called thrusting vessel. Chongmai. What's the thrusting mean to you? That means go through so quick. Remember the name thrusting vessel was given 2,000 years ago. That means Chinese at that time already know these two dantian or two brains connect by spinal cord. But spinal cord, remember, is highly electric conductive tissue. There's no resistance. That's a Western society, amazing. They say these are two brains. In function, it's one. Physically, they are two because they synchronize each other because there's no resistance. So there are two, no, it's one. But it's one, no, there are two. You understand the concept? So Chinese already talk about these two, one yin, one yang, because yin and yang cannot be separated. It's like a two polarity of a magnet, cannot separate it. They correspond to each other. So there are two, no, they are one. That's a yin-yang concept. Yin and yang cannot be existing alone. Like you drive, right? A lot of people don't understand this concept. When you drive, this is a steering wheel, there's a road. Where's your mind? Your mind here or your mind there? There are two spots, but actually it's one because here is there is here. That's the yin-yang concept. So you cannot separate them because we can talk about this one more about this yin-yang concept later. Okay. So from here you can see this one give you delta V, this one give you I. Now, this mind is so powerful now. You know Ohm's law? Yeah, in the future, we will talk more about this because now it's becoming only lesson 1. I just give you very brief introductions. Ohm's law delta V equals to IR. R is resistance. I is current, delta V is this. Whole idea, I want to increase delta I, the current. That means delta V had to be increased. As simple as that, right? Okay, how can I increase delta V? That's become a key point in ancient time now. Because when this delta V increase, that means my energy circulates strongly. See? You can talk to some doctors, they can tell you it's very amazing. 2 persons, exactly same case, they're dying. Both of them doctors say, oh, I give up, both of them give up. Amazing, 3 months later, this one survived, this dead. What's the difference? You talk to them because this one, the mind of surviving is so strong. I want to live, I don't give up. If you don't give up, now you survive. It's mind, the power of the mind. Remember only a few months ago, Japanese medical science, they announced it. They announced what? It's amazing, the conclusion. Through thinking alone, you can lose your weight. Through thinking, you can build up your muscle. Through thinking, you can get sick. Through thinking, you can heal yourself. Christian, if you go to the church, as long as you believe the power of the God, through the praying, you can heal yourself. But you don't believe, it won't work. Because psychologically, prayer is an important role of the whole thing. The same thing for the Qi healers. As long as you believe the power of the Qi healer, actually 50% of healing comes from yourself. You don't believe it, you're going to reject it. So it is the power of the mind. This mind is so important because mind controls entire body's function. So because the reason you have to understand, this is the most powerful one. But this one, how do I increase delta B become the key now? People say, concentration. Okay, how do I improve concentration? How? It's very, very important, huh? How do I increase? What is the concentration? That means come in, very important part. A lot of you probably already guessed, is meditation. Aha, this one come in now, meditation. All right, now, from here, I want to, you think a little bit further for this part.